Chosen one, God said to watch this before the weekend ends because time is folding in on something that concerns you directly. Not next week. Not later. Not in vague timing. But now. Before the silence of this weekend turns into the noise of Monday's distractions, God is drawing you into a sacred focus. He's not letting you miss this moment. You have come too far, pushed through too many unseen battles, and endured too much for this hour to slip past you unnoticed. God has signaled the heavens and stirred the atmosphere around your name. What is coming is not ordinary. It is not casual. It is intentional, divine, and uniquely timed. Something is being finalized while the world sleeps, and your spirit was instructed to awaken. You're not here by accident. You're not listening by chance. This is not a random video in your scroll. This is a divine appointment. And before this weekend ends, you are being asked to position yourself in full awareness of what is unfolding. The spiritual realm has turned its attention toward your alignment. This is the moment where you are encouraged to watch until the end, to feel every word with your heart wide open, and in the comments write your most heartfelt wishes, the ones buried beneath layers of delay and hope deferred. Write your most honest, beautiful wishes, and write Amen along with the number 99. This is the paragraph where the shift begins, where energy is released through your intention, where heaven listens as your soul speaks. The rest of this message is the unfolding of something sacred. Chosen one, if this found you, respond to it. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't, and let's move forward. There is something extraordinary about divine timing. Not the kind you schedule on a calendar, not the kind you prepare for with routines or reminders, but the kind of timing that interrupts your world unexpectedly and demands your attention. That's what this is. The sacred nudge, the divine pull. God is pointing to the window between now and the end of the weekend, not to rush you, but to prepare you. Something is being unlocked. The timing of it is too perfect to ignore, and you've been nudged for a reason. You felt it, haven't you? That inner sensation that something is being orchestrated behind the scenes. You couldn't explain it, but you knew something invisible was shifting. You've been marked by a movement that doesn't wait for mass approval. God's spotlight is on you in this hour, and He doesn't need the crowd's confirmation. There are conversations happening in heaven about your name. Plans that have been sealed and protected are now surfacing. You are not just receiving blessings. You're walking into a command performance where the orchestration of favor, opportunity, and revelation will collide. God said to watch this now because the instructions buried in this message are activating something time-sensitive. It's not a coincidence that the doors you knocked on before didn't open. It's not strange that some people walked away or that situations collapsed when they seemed most promising. Those things weren't part of the weekend revelation. They belonged to another timeline. But this moment, this divine urgency, is tied to the real thing. God has drawn a line in your timeline. Before this weekend ends, something will be made clear to you. It may arrive in subtle signs, in conversations, in dreams, in sudden clarity, but it will come. Because God does not lie. When He speaks to your spirit and tells you to watch, it's because something is worth watching for. You were not created to miss your moment. You were not destined to walk in confusion forever. That inner stirring you feel is not anxiety. It's divine movement. It's the sound of spiritual doors unlocking. It's the confirmation that what you've been waiting for has already begun forming. Some of the greatest shifts happen quietly, not with thunder, but with whispers, not with announcements, but with alignment. And this is exactly what's happening for you. You're being aligned in ways you didn't even ask for. God has been protecting you from what you didn't know to fear and guiding you toward what you didn't know to seek. That's why it felt like delay. But in truth, it was divine redirection. He slowed down the wrong thing so the right thing could arrive without interference. He made certain you wouldn't waste your strength on empty promises. And now, just before the weekend closes, you're being brought into the divine unfolding. There are moments in life when the heavens lean closer, when the veil between you and the supernatural thins, and you feel the intensity of spiritual activity swirling around your name. That's this moment. Your past may have been filled with reasons to doubt, but now your future is pulling you forward. You're not going backward. You're not repeating cycles. You are stepping into a divine convergence that has been waiting for your arrival. The spiritual realm is already in position. Your name is already in the wind. Your situation is already turning. What's wild about this moment is that it's not just a breakthrough. It's the kind that causes you to look back and finally say, "Now I understand why I had to wait." It's the kind of shift that brings perspective. God is not just blessing you. He is revealing the hidden reason behind everything that felt like a loss. The delay, the confusion, the betrayal, the silence. It was all part of a bigger orchestration. And the moment of realization is close. Very close. Before this weekend ends, you will begin to feel the energy shift. For some, it will come in physical confirmation. An email, a message, a sudden opportunity. For others, it will come in a deep, unshakable peace that overtakes your fear. But one way or another, God will not let this message go unanswered. You are too close to what He promised to turn back now. You've endured too much to be abandoned now. You are not being asked to figure it all out. You are simply being asked to watch, to stay present, to remain spiritually awake. There are angels moving in your direction. Assistance is being dispatched. Clarity is being stirred. And God is not limited by what you see. He has never needed circumstances to look ready in order to move. In fact, He often moves best when things appear impossible. That's His signature. That's how you know it's Him. When the timing doesn't make sense, but the peace in your soul says, "This is it." That's what's happening for you right now. Your story is taking a turn. And it's not a subtle turn. It's the kind that causes people to ask, "What changed?" The kind of shift that causes even your enemies to notice the glow on you. You're entering a season where what was hidden will be revealed, what was delayed will be delivered, and what was denied will be released. This isn't hype. This is heaven's timeline. This is the reason you had to walk through the valley. This is the reason you had to cry alone. God was preparing you to carry something weighty. And now, the weight of glory is about to rest on your life. You don't need to overthink it. You don't need to explain it to everyone. You just need to stand still and know. Know that what is happening now is sacred. Know that you are seen. Know that your name is in divine circulation. God didn't bring you this far to tease you. He brought you this far because the finale is about to begin. And when He brings closure, it will come with clarity, peace, and sudden blessings. The silence you feel right now, that sacred stillness, isn't emptiness. It's loaded with intention. It is the quiet just before the manifestation breaks into your reality. It is the hush before heaven releases the sound of fulfillment. Chosen one, this moment has been encoded with power. Power that will not be seen by everyone, but power that is fully recognized by those who are spiritually awake. And you, being chosen, are not blind to what is stirring. Your spirit knows that something is closer than it has ever been. This is not imagination. This is not hope without foundation. This is real, and it's active. Every delay that previously made you feel forgotten was never punishment. It was positioning. God doesn't operate in random outcomes. He operates in divine alignments. And your life has reached one. You might not see all the pieces yet, but there is movement beneath the surface. Invisible threads are pulling everything together. Loose ends are tying up. Dead ends are becoming new beginnings. And all of this is happening just as time prepares to shift into a new phase. You are not late. You are not lost. You are not behind. You are right where heaven has aligned you to be. And the fact that you were drawn to this message, this precise one, at this exact point in time, is a sign in itself. God is revealing what needs your attention. The distractions around you may be loud, but they are powerless compared to the pull of divine momentum. You've entered a portal of transformation, and no force can cancel what God has ordained. Not envy, not fear, not resistance, not delay. The plan is already activated. God has seen you in the secret place, the quiet moments when no one clapped, when no one understood, when you kept going even with doubt in your throat and tears in your eyes. That obedience did not go unnoticed. It echoed in the chambers of heaven. And now the response is coming. Not in human praise, but in supernatural payoff. You've sown seeds in silence, and the harvest is about to make noise. When God brings this to completion, it will silence every question, every critic, every inner whisper of self-doubt. The blessing will be so loud, it will hush the noise that tried to break you. The reason this is unfolding now is because God is bringing justice into alignment. Not revenge, not petty return, but divine justice. A correction to the imbalances that existed in your life. For too long, the scale has tilted in favor of others. For too long, your value has been underestimated. But when heaven recalibrates the scale, it doesn't ask permission. It doesn't issue warnings. It simply restores what was stolen and adds interest. What you need to understand is this. You are no longer in the same space spiritually. The way you used to wait has been transformed. The version of you that begged for breakthroughs has evolved into a version that expects them. And that expectation isn't arrogance, it's alignment. You're not hoping from desperation. You're expecting from confirmation. God has already shown you signs, dreams, symbols, and quiet urges. And this weekend is not just another time slot. It's the key point where awareness becomes manifestation. There are divine watchers, angels specifically assigned to your journey, who are preparing the atmosphere for your next step. Don't be surprised if you feel the presence of something holy hovering around you. Don't be confused if familiar spaces start to feel foreign. That's the sign that elevation is near. Old energies cannot occupy new spaces, and God is rearranging things swiftly so that the blessing lands in a place that can hold it. There are things that were meant to come earlier, but you were not ready to receive them. Not because you weren't worthy, but because your foundation needed more strength. God doesn't just bless quickly. He blesses wisely, and wisdom sometimes takes time. The version of you standing here now is stronger, more refined, more intuitive. And now, when the door opens, you'll know how to walk through it like you belong there. Because you do. God didn't ask your enemies for permission. He didn't consult the ones who doubted you. He simply moved forward with his plan. And that plan is about to meet your reality. You may feel like things have been too still lately, but that stillness has been sacred preparation. Behind the scenes, blueprints have been finalized. Celestial arrangements have been made. Assignments have been dispatched. And now, all you need to do is stay present and alert, because the knock is about to come. Don't mistake the quiet for absence. Sometimes God moves in whispers so the wrong ears won't hear. Your blessing has been protected not just from enemies, but from premature exposure. Had it arrived earlier, it could have been sabotaged. But now, the shield is lifted, the path is cleared, and the signal is glowing. And you're being asked to do one thing: stay spiritually awake. The weekend window is sacred. You may feel something urging you to rest, to reflect, to step away from noise. That urge is holy. It is not laziness. It is preparation. The next move requires focus. It requires discernment. It requires listening with the ears of the Spirit, not the opinions of people. And that's why this message found you now. It's your divine reminder that what's about to show up is for you, and you alone. Chosen one, The sequence of events has already started. The announcement might not be public, but in the spiritual realm, the trumpet has already sounded. You've been marked for elevation. And now, the physical world will begin catching up. Watch how things start shifting. Watch how people start calling. Watch how ideas start flowing. It won't be by your effort alone. It will be because God said, "It's time." What you're feeling is not pressure, it's power. Divine power entering your life like a force, and it won't stop once the weekend ends. But the gateway for awareness is right now. Don't wait until it passes to realize how big it was. Embrace the nudges, trust the flow, accept the preparation. Because this is bigger than you imagined, and it's happening faster than you think. You can feel it in your bones, can't you? That holy anticipation that refuses to be silenced. It's not anxiety. It's not restlessness. It's revelation. Your spirit is responding to something heaven already released. Even if your mind can't yet process it, your soul has already received the signal. And that's why you can't shake this feeling. That's why, in the quiet of the weekend, something divine is whispering louder than ever before. God has placed a knowing inside you. You don't need external validation. You don't need a committee to confirm what you already sense. There is a divine knowing rising from the depths of your soul, and it's telling you that this moment, this divine interval, is one of those before and after moments. You're stepping into a shift so significant that your life won't look the same on the other side of it. This is not hype. It's holy timing. You're not just hoping things get better. You are standing in the exact moment where things begin to change. And God made sure you'd be awake for it. He didn't want you sleeping through your own transformation. That's why He's been sending signs, nudging your awareness, setting off internal alarms you couldn't ignore even if you tried. This is not a detour. This is the road you were always meant to walk on, now fully illuminated. There are things heaven has hidden for you, not from you. And the reason they were kept out of reach was because the timing hadn't yet arrived. But the vault is opening. The sealed instructions are being revealed. The things you once tried to force are now flowing toward you freely. You're about to witness the fulfillment of what you once feared would never come. And it's happening on a divine timeline that overrides delay and silences fear. Chosen one, you must understand that this moment is sacred because it has nothing to do with the calendar and everything to do with heaven's command. The natural world may not understand it, but your spirit does. That's why you felt drawn into solitude. That's why noise has become intolerable. It's because your inner being is listening for a sound not everyone hears. And that sound is now ringing. The clock in the spirit is ticking, and you are right on time. Everything you thought you lost is being reconsidered in heaven. Everything that felt buried is being revived. What you thought was over is being restored, but in a new form, a higher version, something rebirthed with power. God doesn't just bring back what you lost. He upgrades it. He multiplies it. He breathes new life into it and makes it match your current identity. You are not returning to the old version of anything. You are receiving the divine evolution of everything. There's a portal open right now. It's not visible to the physical eye, but it's vibrating in the spiritual realm. That's why you felt things breaking off of you. Habits, old mindsets, cycles, familiar environments that no longer feel safe. It's all part of the release. You are shedding the unnecessary to step into the unstoppable. What once comforted you is now being removed so you can be clothed in the new. This is why God urged you to watch, because the revelation is not only around you, it is inside of you. The clarity you prayed for is not delayed. It's being downloaded. The instructions you thought would come from others are rising from within. You've become the prophet of your own path. You've become the vessel of heaven's unfolding message. You no longer need to chase signs. They're chasing you. And here's the miracle hidden in the silence. God never stopped speaking. He just stopped speaking loudly. Because when you mature spiritually, He trusts you to hear the soft tones, the whispers, the impressions, the divine nudges that don't require thunder to feel real. That's the level you've entered. You're not on the outer court anymore. You've stepped into the holy of holies of your own destiny. So when God said to watch before the weekend ends, it wasn't a threat. It was an invitation to sit in the stillness and allow what's been prepared for you to finally reach you. An invitation to witness the unfolding without